What up? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Professor Oppressor, SoundCloud, SoundClick, and all points light skin privilege. Okay, so shout outs to Rashida Strober, the dark skinned activist female who is on Facebook. Check her out at Rashida Strober on Facebook. She also has a book about dark skin and the issues that we had since we've grown up, and she's going through. And her book is very, very good. It's also an audiobook. I listened to it in an audiobook, so shout out to her. She is very active in raising awareness of the difference between the dark skin blacks and brown skin and light skin blacks. So that's her mission. I went through a lot of that, and I still go through a lot of it. And I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that I've gone through. For one, I went to Talladega University for a couple of years back when I was like 27, so this was a long time ago. I'm 48 now, so almost 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. So what I want to say is Talladega was built by slaves, and basically it gets subsidiaries from the government because it's a historically built place, so it gets historic subsidiaries from the government. That's what helps the school stay afloat. It's an all-black school. It's in Talladega, Alabama, where actually the largest racetrack is. So I went to school there for a couple of years, and one thing about this, and when you go into the library of the school, it has the story of the Amistad. Of course, the Amistad is where the Africans took over the ship and pretty much killed the white people and took over the ship. And it's a legendary story. And but the thing about the school is, it was built by slaves, dark-skinned people, all dark-skinned people. There were no light-skinned people. They were all dark-skinned people, built by slaves. However, they incorporated the brown bag theory or technique into whoever they wanted to let into the school for a long time, all the way up until recently, actually. And I'm sure there is still some prejudices that they still have because for the people who run the school, but nonetheless, so they were pretty much not allowing, at one time they were not allowing anybody who was darker than a brown paper bag to be in their school. Now, of course, when I went there, that wasn't true because I am very much a dark-skinned man. But however, when I say that there's probably still some prejudices there, you got to understand that school has been, up and running for a long time, and family after family after family is involved with running the school, and they probably still stick to some traditions, even though there are dark-skinned people there. They might not get all the privilege that light-skinned people do, because being closer to white is the more privilege you have. Now, I've gone through this over and over again, even talking to my light-skinned friends, and one guy I was actually working with, and this happened to me twice. One was a white dude I was working with, the other one was a light-skinned dude I was working with, and we were doing a promotion in a BP gas station, which handed out those gas cards when they were the big thing, getting people to sign up for them. And these guys walked in, and they started talking to him directly, and they offered him a job, and they looked at me and didn't say nothing, and they turned back and kept talking to him. We were doing the same thing. There was no difference in what we were doing, but they directed everything towards him.